Ach, Huni tot. Hab eine Mal
Jäger
tot.
Schön.
Okay. Cash, einer ist ein Cash drin. Und Red.
Was? Was?
Hello guys, today is going to be a tutorial on barbed wire. And this is a really underrated gadget, but it is essential for every site, every team composition. When you look at a site like Kids Dorms in Oregon, you need to cover a lot of entrances with a trap, for example an Ella trap, a Legion trap, a beeper, a Melusi Banshee. Also an Aruni gate can deny the entrance. Or, of course, the good old barbed wire. And it doesn't really matter which of the one it is, but barbed wire is a really good and simple way and still one of the best ways to cover an entrance. And I think you need at least 2 sets of barbed wire per team. So 2 operators with barbed wire at the least. More is probably better. 3 sets is really good. And most people probably would prefer something else. Like when playing smoke, they would play a shield. And that is fine, of course. Shields are a great gadget. But I will soon show you how to get free kills with barbed wire. Using positioning. And also when playing Bandit or Mozzie, probably most people would take C4. Because they think, yeah, C4 will get them the kill. And it will. But so will barbed wire. And you get 2 sets of barbed wire. So on this side, you need to cover the following entrances with barbed wire or a trap. Here. Here, when the hatch is open, put it here. When the hatch is closed, maybe put it like here. So they have to jump on this, be exposed, or go like this and be exposed and slow it down. Then if there's a rotation here, maybe put one here or inside here in this doorway. And now, even more important, on the white stairs, you need at least 1 set of barbed wire. Maybe even 2. If you have enough barbed wire. If you have 3 sets, maybe you can do this. Because as an attacker, if you want to rush up the white stairs, the last thing you want to see is 2 sets of barbed wire here. 2 pieces of barbed wire. It's like if you knife this completely away, you're exposed, you can be peeked anytime from there, and there's another one. Even if you ash charge this one or grenade it, of course you can get both, but if they are placed well, you probably can only get one. If they're placed a bit further apart, it's difficult to ash charge both of it. Yeah, so at least 1 here, and also very important here under this window, like this, or even here, so they cannot jump in and just run here into cover. Okay, so now we got that down. I will show you how to get free kills with barbed wire. Place a barbed wire here, and then you wait with a shotgun, or you can use another gun, of course, to hear the sound cue of the barbed wire when it's moving. You get the sound, and that is when you peek and pre-fire, go back into cover. And you have the advantage because you are the peeker, and these attackers are the ones getting peeked. And peeker's advantage is, of course, really strong still. And they are slowed down. They have to move like this. There's no cover here. They're exposed. And if you do it right, you can get a free kill. Pre-fire like this. You can even peek twice or even 3 times maybe. Probably not a good idea to peek too much, but once or twice is fine. And yeah, also if there's a same principle, if there's a Banshee Melusi gadget here, wait for it to make the sound, and then you pre-fire. Yeah, simple. And it really depends on how you play, want to play off the barbed wire. How you place it. Do you put the barbed wire outside the doorway? Do you put it into the doorway? or inside the objective, outside the doorway. I think there's really no good reason to place it right in the middle, unless you have a very specific plan. I think it's better to place it outside or inside, and that depends on how you want to play it. If you're playing here close with a shotgun, then you place it here. You hear the barbed wire and you peek, pre-fire. If the barbed wire would be inside the doorway, then, and you stand here with smoke, then the attacker can just go like this. And the barbed wire does not really do much. So you want to place it here. And so if you want to play it probably really aggressively, it's probably a good idea to put it outside. And let's look for an example where you want to place it inside the doorway. Okay, here you want to place the barbed wire probably inside the doorway. Like this. And you can play here close. You have cover here. And then you do this when you hear it. If you would place it outside here, the attackers can just go like this into safety and knife it from here. And when you play here, you cannot do much about it. You can do this, but then you're really exposed to this angle and this angle, of course. So, when you want to place it inside the doorway, it's important to place it not too close to the door, because then you can stand here and knife it. And you do not want to place it too far away, because then you can just go here and swing as an attacker. So, the correct way is, it sometimes can be tricky and it needs several tries. Sometimes. Place it probably something like this. You cannot really knife it here. See how far I have to expose myself? Here. That is the place where I can knife it. I'm gonna put it again like this. That is a bit too close. If you put it a bit further, you can knife it from here, but of course then you're already exposed. So, if you want to actively play off barbed wire, you can place it either inside or outside, one of the two. But if you just want to cover an entrance and then go away, not play it actively, then it's probably better to put it inside the doorway. Because then your teammates have a good sound cue when the attackers come in. And then they can peek it better from here. From here. If you would place it here outside and nobody plays it actively, then the attackers can just, you know, knife it here and then it's gone and it doesn't do much. Of course it gives a sound cue, it's better than nothing, but if it's placed here, it's difficult to knife it here. Yeah, but here you're exposed from freezer. And if you go like this, you can knife it still, but your hand is exposed and your right shoulder. So if it's placed correctly, then it's difficult. Of course, you can also, as an attacker, go through barbed wire really slowly, making almost no sound, like this. Very slowly. But it's still giving off a bit of sound. And it slows them down a lot, and it costs time. If there would be no barbed wire at all here, you can just, as an attacker, just run in and pre-fire everything. So that is why barbed wire is the best against Ash rushes or other operators that like to play really aggressively. There are several spots where you can place barbed wire. Like I said, doorways are really good. stairs, like the white stairs, and then under windows is really good, and they cannot knife it from the window. If the attacker wants to jump into a window and they want to go in here, they're slowed down and exposed. And then hallways are really good as well. If you want to play it like here, from here, then you wait until the barbed wire makes a sound and then you peek. And the attacker cannot go past it, really. Sometimes you have really large hallways, like here, where one barbed wire is not really enough. You can just go past it. So if you really think this hallway is important and you want to really hold it, like for example on Coastline, the VIP hallway is a really broad one, like here. Then you can put 2 barbed wires, one here and then one here. So there's no way of getting through. But that is only... You should only do that if you have enough barbed wire on your team, because you need to cover a lot of entrances. And if you just put your 2 barbed wires here, and then you cannot cover this entrance. You can also cover up holes in the floor you made with your shotgun and put barbed wire on it, so the attackers will not see them as easily when they drone it out. And you can hold something from below with a shotgun. Okay, now I'm gonna show you some in-game examples of how I use barbed wire and how I get kills using my positioning and outplaying people with better aim than me. What we see here is a barbed wire placed outside a doorway, and I hear the sound cue and I peek around it. This is from the... Okay, now it's my perspective.
Drop.
I hear the barbed wire, hear the reload sound, and I prefer it. Now we have a tactical barbed wire set up here in Fountain, as you see. I heard the barbed wire, I heard someone enter on my left. I know he's in archives. Yes, he went through the barbed wire. And there's another barbed wire. I bait with the smoke to mess up his crosshair, and I heard him. And now we see an example of a poorly placed barbed wire. I can hit it from safety. And yeah, no harm done to me. And now you will see what happens when there's no barbed wire in a very important place, like this doorway. I just sprinted through. And this the devastation I can cause just by one mistake. And here I hear the barbed wire.
Main stairs.
And it's a free kill because of the information. It fed information to me and my teammate. And now another free kill. I hear the barbed wire where the Kali stands. Free kill. Now another prime example of what happens when there's no trap, no banshee, no barbed wire in a very important doorway like this. You can just go in with no sound and basically kill everyone because no one heard me. You can also put barbed wire inside a wall that you think is going to be breached. On Consulate, for example, basement, when the wall is going to be breached, you can put barbed wire at the white van a bit further away from the wall so it doesn't get destroyed when breached. But so they cannot just run into the breach and rush in. So you have to go slowly. What happens here is a poorly placed goo mine is the only thing on the stairs, no barbed wire, which is basically a free rush for me. And just one missed barbed wire can lose the whole team around, like you can see here.
Na, ist gut, ich mach's auch.
Okay, mach ich dann alle Kills.
So this is why Melusi is so good, because she has basically 3 barbed wires. 3 pieces. And by barbed wires I mean the banshees, because they can replace the barbed wire. And I hear, I wait for the sound cue and then I peek around. Just like with the barbed wire. I just love the simplicity of the barbed wire. And it is an essential gadget. I hope this became clear. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to support me, leave a like. See you later.